Good morning. How are we all doing today? Who we got in here? Let me do a quick mic check. There's a big lag on my right. I'm yeah, hopefully there's no lag for everybody. Mic's good. Video good. When I scroll, yeah, should all be fine. I think I'm just streaming in a little bit too high quality again, which is creating a bit of lag on my thing. But yeah, it's all good. All good. Right. Welcome everybody. Who do we have here? We got Mido in the house. Kalechi, Jez, Shorty, Jonathan, Roan, VWAP, Cakezilla, David Urban, Shorty again. Mike good. Cool. All right. Jambi, if anyone else is here, please say hello. Please make sure you hit the like button as well. Like down here somewhere on the screen. Hit the like button. We got 36 viewers in here at the moment. 37 viewers, 11 likes. We need to try and wait. Like, hopefully, I'm very aware these morning streams will at least start off, as most people are used to being me going live in the evenings, and when we have the New York session and everything. That tends to be when there's a lot more people around. But the idea is, if we can keep this consistent and we can keep this going, then despite the fact that we've got 40 people in here now, we should be relatively quickly able to get to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 people every morning once people start to realize that this is a regular thing. So a little bit of a trial at the moment. I did mention this on Friday. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. It means switching around a little bit of my routine, but I've been able to move stuff around so that I can do this every morning for you guys. And yeah, take a look at the markets. Who else is here now? Delirium's here. Remember, those of you who are in the crew, Delirium will give his market update basically as soon as I have wrapped up over here. But by all means, Delirium, repeat anything. Crew confluence is the best thing. So yeah, Delirium will be getting on with his stream straight afterwards, and that will be for everyone in the crew. Yeah, so we'll have a look. This, to be honest, to be completely honest, is the first time I've had a look at the chart since, before it crashed on Friday. So it was on the way down a little bit on Friday evening. This was after, of course, just the complete ridiculousness of the whole Roaring Kitty stream. Having a few beers on a Friday night. And as soon as I wrapped up that stream, literally 10 minutes later, everything just went crazy. So I went out after that, had a bunch of alerts that were hit, just updated from my phone. I had a few stop losses hit, but it was nothing too major, because these are trades that have been taking place 4-hour time frame, daily time frame, a much broader time perspective for a lot of these trades. So everything's still pretty chill. It did give me some entries on a few tokens that I had been waiting for. I'd been waiting for nice entries, and I'll cover those in a minute. Stacks being one of them, that ran away from me before I could get into it the other day, last week, then had a decent pullback. Injective and Tau were the others. So we'll cover those charts in a bit. And then basically what I did, because I was aware that some stops had been hit and I had these hedge positions. So I had hedge positions on Solana, Radium, Pepe, and one called AR. I just closed all of those. I just took all the profit that I needed from those trades. So I actually made more on the crash than I lost, because stop losses was like a break even kind of thing. And then I just closed the hedge shorts. So I'm no longer hedged in any short positions. But my long positions have lost a little bit of unrealized P&L. So that's where we are at the moment. This is this morning. weekend, touch grass, chill out. I thoroughly recommend that to everybody, because the thing is, if you carry on like staring at charts over the weekend after there's been a move like we had, you just get burnt out and you just end up like second guessing yourself. There's nothing you can really do over the weekend, really. Allow it to play out, see what Monday brings up, because the chances are you're not going to get a big move. So that's where we are. So a nice fresh look at the charts on a Monday, which is always really nice. So yeah, VWAP DYM really shut the bed, looking for more entries. Again, DYM dimension, I haven't looked at that chart since Friday night, so we will have a look at that during this stream. And yeah, we'll make a start. So I'm going to press record, and then I'm going to post this as a second video later, so it keeps things nice and streamlined and we get some content from this. So yeah, welcome everybody once again. I hope you had a very great weekend again. So it's a very, very busy week this week. So we have CPI, PPI, and FOMC. Nothing today. So this is really nice. I would recommend, like, I know we've got Forex Factory and other websites and stuff, but on TradingView, they give a really good economic calendar, and you can just switch this on here and you can have a look at everything that's here. You can take a look at all of the details and everything, seeing what happened previously. Of course, we've had nothing going on with rate cuts for a long time. And yeah, we do have, so core inflation rate being the CPI, that is expected to basically be down a small amount since last month. Okay, so we're looking at year-on-year 3.5%, month-on-month 0.2%, which means that inflation is coming down slightly, slightly. No rate cuts expected. We did, of course, last week have the European Central Bank announce the first rate cut that they'd had since 2019. The market hasn't really reacted too much to that at this stage. I think the big drop that we had wasn't really because of that. The euro did okay last week, but I think we might see that there's some interesting stuff going on with the after effects from that ECB rate cut. And then, of course, we have PPI coming in on Thursday, which is, again, expected to be down. So these are when you're going to get your volatility. These are in UK time. So I've got my chart. Well, actually, it is, UK time, UTC. So looking at this, so we've got UTC +1. I should actually move this because I have my charts on UTC standard. So to stop myself getting confused, I should probably switch this to UTC over here, but we'll leave it at that. UK time, before New York Open, CPI, FOMC. I will probably go live for FOMC, I usually do, and then PPI on Thursday. So they're the things to be aware of. Now, monthly time frame is looking neutral. There's nothing really to discuss on here. If we're looking back at where our previous all-time high was, we're above it right now. We are continuing to consolidate around / above that all-time high, but monthly is giving us nothing. We've just got a wick above. There's a very little beneath. So that's one thing that we do have to be aware of. Like when you do zoom in on this monthly, it has been majority up for the month so far, for the week and a bit that we've had, and we've not really put in much of a wick below, but it's okay. That's fine. We've had months like this before. When we are in a bit of a bull run, we don't have to be putting like a deep wick down, but that is something to be aware of if we do start to drop, because I think it's kind of 50-50 here. Where the market as a whole is, whether what we saw on Friday was weakness, or whether we're looking at this as just being a shakeout before new all-time highs again. The weekly, so the weekly again closed. I mean, despite the fact we did have that big move down on Friday night, it didn't come back down to weekly open. It only retraced about 50% of the week's price action, so it really wasn't that bad. You did have a move down that like tested close to it. But yeah, weekly wasn't particularly bad. You did close below the previous week high, and we had spent some time above there. But again, just fairly range bound here, so nothing too crazy there. Cake saying, yeah, of course. 50 viewers now. Like, we've got 23 likes, so please do hit the like button. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Do it. Daily time frame. It's all very balanced up here. So there was, yeah, Friday night moved up. This is when we took out the highs, those previous week highs, and that was a really nice, really nice opportunity to go short. I did take a short position there, and we do find ourselves right now, I think, basically just right in the middle. Price just consolidating. Whoops. If we put the 0.5 on here, then we're just consolidating midpoint of this little range and holding around that point of control. So today we have hit a previous day open. This did pull back and hit this. So if we, whoops, that's not daily, previous day open. I will do that. But yeah, high time frames aren't are relatively unchanged at this stage. What we have where things are looking a bit more interesting here is on the 4 hour and below. So from the 4 hour, we can see it's clinging on, right? It really is clinging on. So we had this 4 hour gap. This is where I wanted to see price come down to. And I did take the short position. All right. That got closed early. In fact, it got closed before we hit target here. I took a scalp short, closed that as I'd basically wrapped up trading for the week. I thought I had wrapped up trading for the week. Clearly what happened on Friday night didn't. There was more to come. But yeah, the 4 hour actually this gap has been holding. So from a 4 hour time frame, when you're looking at the gap here, it has not yet closed back below where this gap is. So it's like the big move down that we had on Friday. You close back above, you come back down again over the weekend. We're coming back down again today. And there's been no inversion of this gap yet. That hasn't happened yet, or maybe it won't happen at all. And also what we are now left with is this gap above. So it is really like we are literally just right in the middle here, stuck right in the middle of this range at that point of control. If you draw an anchored VWAP, if you take that back, this was from our previous week, but if you take that back towards these highs, we're right there. Okay, we are right on it. As recently, the trend has been up most recently, and we have not had a change of like any breakdown in market structure. This is simply corrected inefficiency from previously. The reason we've got a big wick down here is because it hit liquidations, it hit stop losses, it created a lot of panic. There was obviously a lot of emotion in the market on Friday evening. I have no idea what all the hype around that Hello Kitty, I always call him Hello Kitty, Roaring Kitty guy is, but I tuned in to watch it. It was weird. There was a ton of speculation last week. Everything then fell apart, and I think it was just the case of when there is an opportunity like that to just completely just clear the decks. Like, of course, everybody was watching, and at that point, once that stream finished, everyone was there, done for the weekend, probably closed their charts. Maybe they have a ton of leverage up at the highs because everyone's like, oh my god, it's so bullish, we've got this Roaring Kitty guy back, GME's pumping, short squeeze, we're going to stick it to the hedge funds. And then they switch off their computers, they go out, they have a few beers, poof, market crashes, everyone panic. So I think it was one of those situations. Actually, structurally, it's fine. And this is 100% an area I'll be looking to bid until we start closing candles significantly below 69K. And that's what I was saying all through last week. We had overall, a very boring week. It was just chilling at the highs, and we were just waiting and waiting and waiting for it to take these highs, essentially. because we knew the probability was there that it would. As soon as it took the highs, okay, short position, but we weren't really expecting a massive crash. I wanted to see the move down into these lows, okay, because we put in these equal lows here. So you had the low on Tuesday, you had the low on Thursday. We wanted to see those swept. They were swept, but then it went a bit further down after that. And we've not yet changed anything at all from these time frames. So actually looking at this, like I said, the first time I've really been looking at this, it's chill. It really is. It's fine. What you don't want to see, like I say, is price starting to come down here and start to trade through this area. Like you can trade down, but you got to reclaim quickly. A 4-hour candle close below 69k would probably be bearish-ish, and then we can be looking for a move back down to this weekly level, and looking at this as a larger correction. But if this does move up from here, absolutely, there's no reason to think that this couldn't just continue to float back up after everyone got so wrecked on Friday night. So we'll monitor this, but we'll monitor it, see how it goes. But as long as we're holding above that 69k, then it's looking like an area in which you could be targeting long positions with an invalidation at that Friday low to target new highs once again. So you'd be looking at something that looks a little bit like this. Now, what you could do is you could still hold this trade, and then if it does start to come back down below 69, and you've got volume there, so if you start to close below these high volume nodes, everything does line up at 69k. It's like we're just consistently there all the time. Then what could be done is a hedge could be taken that then aims for lower, so that you're not losing this whole move. And then if it does get back above and you get some choppiness and some weirdness, then you have like a decent spread there, and are managing risk accordingly. So it's trading in the middle of the range. It's trading at the POC. It's opening positions at the point of control at the midpoint of a range. Never the best thing to do, but there are some setups there if you would like to. Now, going down here 1 hour, let's clean this up. So we did take those lows. So I'll just take that one out. I'll keep this on my chart for now. I think I'll just remove that one. Weekly open, coming right down, testing the Sunday open. We do, of course, have the weekend lows just down here. So if we do come a little bit further down, then we've got those weekend lows. Let's remove the anchored view up as well. I need to change these highs. I've actually changed this already on the Woo chart. Slow. There we go. We'll switch onto this chart. So yeah, weekend lows are there. That is the weekend low, isn't it? From, okay, you got Friday. And then what we have is a few little gaps. So we've got previous week low, 67,600. Monthly open, 67,550. A little 1 hour gap down there. 68k. That's what you'd be targeting if you are short. You'd be looking for these areas. And then that would be a nice sweep of those Friday night lows. And then if you're looking for long, you're not expecting for any of these to be filled. You're just looking for a move back up, which absolutely is something that could happen. You reclaim weekly open at this stage, and it looks pretty good. The reason we're seeing this move down this morning is just was that Sunday highs? You haven't come up and taken the highs here on perps. So you do also have weekend highs that look quite interesting here. But yeah, that's kind of Bitcoin, right? There's not too much more to discuss. We'll have a look at the other indicators. 50 EMA. Actually, this is nice. All right, so this is just so far a test of that 50 EMA on the 4-hour. Not too bad, right? You've been holding this, and it's still holding now, so that's okay. And until you start to see this roll over and start to trend back down again, start to be red, then it's acting as support. That looks pretty cool. VWAPs from these lows, okay, we're not there. We haven't dropped that far, but if it does just dip a little bit lower, then you do have confluence of those VWAPs. So the support looks decent. It really does. It looks decent here. You're at point of control of this upper range on spot, at least. If you look on perps, most of the interest is a little bit lower, but that can shift higher. On perps, we're outside of value area still. On spot, we're within value area. And then you've got this point of control down here, which is back towards that weekly. Yeah, I think it gives us some nice levels. But by looking at this, I still believe that could have just been a shakeout, and we can see some higher prices. Now, busy week coming up, so we could get some stuff messing around, but eventually I do believe this resolves up. If not, we know where this is going at 64k. So that will be if this does start to roll over, we lose these significant levels below, we start to change market structure. 64k, start to deal with all of this, is where this likely ends up. Now, I'll take a little look on the liquidation heat maps. Pretty contained. 3-day. Yeah, just a ton of people, just both sides can get swept here. And then we still have a ton of liquidations above and get sorted out. Refresh this. CVD. My internet is really slow this morning. I mean, as you'd expect, right? Some weird choppy weekend price action. Spot selling over the weekend. People just being like profit taking, selling because they have no money left and they got liquidated, so they got to sell spot. Open interest is down after being up. Okay. So you had some aggression, some selling this morning. When you compare that to spot CVD, which has been flat here, and then you look at the perp CVD, you certainly had some aggression down earlier. So open interest increasing with price moving down and CVD moving down. That then did result in some nice stops being hit. So of course, below these lows that we put in on the 9th, on yesterday. So took out that previous day low. And that was a previous day low. Not quite a previous day low, but we took out these lows where this move had started and getting a decent bounce here. So that's interesting how a lot of this moved down. You just run a lot of stops. Take out that OI in the weekend. Again, we're not really looking at anything too significant here. Essentially, I'm trying to find stuff that's interesting, but we are just chilling sideways at a POC. So everything I look at is just like, it could go both ways. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say on Bitcoin right now. We'll move on. So we'll move on. Whoa. Let me get rid of that. And yeah, we can have a quick look at Ethereum. So ETH BTC Yep. So yeah, if we move on to Ethereum, I'll start here with ETH BTC. We were looking for this to break down and to start to come down to that 0.052 to 0.05 area. Now that has happened. We have taken out this low from back on Wednesday, the 22nd, and we've come into the 382. So if we look at our fibs from low to high, point levels there, holding around that 382. Now, I would love to see ETH drop down a little bit lower. Here, I think that will give more opportunities, but Ethereum overall is in that zone where I think it starts to become really interesting again here. Can certainly look for this to, at the very least, have a bounce back up towards that, like, yeah, where are we? 0.055555555555. 0 point lots of fives. That would be some confluence, I would imagine, once again. Golden pocket area here. Okay, so you could see a bounce up here, then drop it back down to that 0.5 afterwards. But I think looking at ETH is getting a bit of a bounce, and 0.052 being the level that anything below that looks like a real good opportunity. So we've come close to it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens from there. But it's okay. It'd be great if it can go a little bit deeper. But certainly looking at ETH with some interest again here. Now that if we do drop further on Ethereum just before we get a recovery, now the difference that we have here on ETH as opposed to Bitcoin is we are consolidating below that 50 EMA. So of course, Bitcoin has just tested it and consolidating above. Ethereum is consolidating below and it is starting to curve down. Now we have our weekly open. It's been a bit of a straight move down here on Ethereum from the weekly open, not much of a wick at all being put in. That has come down and taken out the weekend lows. Then we have these Friday lows and these lows from last week. No, the week before, Thursday. And another big gap down there. So on ETH, if we are looking at this, if this does drop further and we come down to that 0.05 level on Ethereum, I would be really interested in just bidding within this zone. Anything below like 3,500. If it can come down to 3,400, great. You've got that daily 50 EMA coming in down there. You could have the midpoint of this. So if we do drop lower on ETH, that starts to look really nice. Ethereum's just been very, very just everything Bitcoin does, Ethereum, BTC more or less just does the opposite. And it's just meant that we've been stuck in this really, really tight range for quite a while. Now, of course, it does look bullish overall. You had a nice bit of a falling wedge, descending wedge type of thing, breakout. You would still be aiming for these highs, but there's nothing to say that you can't drop down before taking these highs. It just means that, right, we're bullish. It looks really good. We're not coming back down here again. So bidding into support would be really nice. If it can drop a bit further, great. If not, you just wait for a little bit of strength here. I would say if this can reclaim that weekly open and it can start to just, yeah, the drop this morning's been decent, actually. I do have to say that drop this morning has been decent. So you could probably even start to look for longs if we do get back above here, because that last drop that we've had has really, really shaken things up nicely here. So because we had this consolidation earlier, as my anchor view up from the highs. Yeah, you start to get back above that 3,680, and that looks like a real decent like V shape. Get back above that POC, and then you can look for those longs for higher. Now that could be an opportunity for long here. Like this reaction that we're getting this morning is actually really nice. It's really nice. I wonder if the legacy markets are doing the same. So yeah, that's a decent reaction off of Ethereum so far. And been about a 50%. Yeah, 50% of that wick that we put in on Friday. It came down into there. So that's kind of cool. Ethereum does look very interesting right now. Yeah, Ethereum may be the one to watch for today if this can get a bounce, just because it's gone a lot deeper already, and there's more opportunity to be looking back up towards that monthly open once again. You can see the difference, right? You go over onto Bitcoin, and we have that monthly open that's still all the way down here. On ETH, it's such a different story, right? You put in a move up, big move down. We're way below that monthly open right now. So Ethereum massively underperforming, but has corrected to a point where it starts to look very, very interesting overall. So yeah, looks good. But again, nothing too much more to say on Ethereum there. So I'll stop on Ethereum. What's going on in the chat? Mitko, maybe 67 and recover till 71. This is the consolidation from 10th of May, 20th of May. You're talking Bitcoin here, right? Yeah, I mean 67 is the POC. I do think that if we come down here again at this stage, you might get a bounce. Like I don't want to see where this is now almost, I think, being lost. But yeah, if it does come down to 67, I do start to really like look at those 64, 63k levels again there. If it's bullish, it should be holding here and just going to new highs, right? That was a really, really good just sweep, take out like over leveraged traders. That did plenty, like $300 million of liquidations or something I saw. So that did plenty the other day to shake people out. That is a bullish 30-minute candle. Coco, yes. A nice engulfing candle on the 30-minute. Delirium will explain why he likes 66. So yeah, make sure you tune into Delirium's stream. His market update for the crew once I've wrapped up here. If there is anybody that's new, who we got? Let's have a look at in here. No, I do not want to add ads. No, we got almost 70 people in here, only 36 likes. Let's hit the likes. If you are new to the channel, please do go and check out tauruscrypto.com. Okay, from there you can find out more about our crew. So as soon as I've finished this live stream, then Delirium, one of our wonderful coaches, one of our wonderful in-house analysts, is going to be going live. And he's going to give his market update. We will, of course, have a ton of other stuff going on over the week. So we've got our Discord here. This is where I share my market analysis on a daily basis, showing all the trades and everything that we're taking. There were some really, really, really great trades last week. Some fantastic trades last week. Then we've got, of course, French Bull. We've got Randall Cake doing his legacy market updates. Delirium will be doing a call straight after this. And yeah, we've got a load of stuff going on over there. So we've got our trading chat, very active community, tons of educational content. So do go and check that out if you would like to do so. It's price of a cheap coffee. That's basically not one of your like expensive, sugary Starbucks ones. A nice, cheap coffee in the morning to help you navigate the markets better. Something like that. But yeah, come and join us if you are new. And yeah, it'd be great to have you there. Back to the charts, because I'm terrible at doing that kind of stuff. Should we look at some altcoins? We could look at GME. What happened to GME after hours? Wrecked. Yeah. Nasdaq. And Nasdaq doing nothing. Nothing. Yeah, so swept Asia lows, holding above Asia lows. Again, you'd think this could move up, right? You'd think it could move up. But I see we do have those equal lows here. So what do? You create a gap. This is just choppy. Choppy. One more super lows would be great. Then you take out that low. Okay. Yeah, that's nothing. I'm not going to be trading that today anyway. Some alts. If anyone has any altcoins they want me to take a look at, then please do shout. Let me know. And I can have a look at some of those. CFX. What I will do, there are a couple that I do want to cover, so keep shouting out, and then I'll take a look at some of those. But first of all, stacks. So I'm very bullish on stacks. I think it's a very good project. I like the Bitcoin ecosystem stuff. I think stacks right now. Okay, we didn't get that pullback to $2 previously. I mean, it could happen again. But if we wanted an entry, I thought this had gotten away from me. I thought I'd missed the chance. But did get a really nice fill at $2.20 on stacks. Just a bit below that. This was based off of. So what we had here was this big move up. All right, for a few days. And then we had a nice gap here that formed. So this was just below 220, down towards that $2. Then if you go onto the 4-hour, we had some nice 4-hour lows here that I was looking at. So I had some bids, A, within this area, B, within this area. So I did get filled on a long position on this. I think it's roughly where entry is, but essentially now what we're looking at is something like this. You're still expecting those lows to hold and still looking for price discovery here. If this does go down towards $2, that's okay. But yeah, liking the look of this one, but nothing too much more to update on at this stage. Just seeing if this can hold. You've got that EMA that's curving back up. So for the first time, really, we're seeing this just consolidation, like real nice consolidation above support after having swept these lows. We like had lows, spent some time below it, really decent bounce, changing that market structure, and then we are looking for continuation higher at this stage. Volume on stacks. I've got relative volume turned on, but you've got consistent, like, decent volume here, but this changes according to, if I just put on normal volume. Yeah, you've had decent volume on this. Decent volume. So yeah, stacks looking nice. Again, I'm just pretty chilled on this. Like I had some bids that were filled. It's not really like a huge like that's your setup type of thing here. I think we just got to wait a little bit longer. But that one's looking good. Injective was another. So Injective was more of a case that I think we're going to see a decent move up and was looking at this. So we came back into POC. close to it, and it was actually a really decent reaction from that. So yeah, objectives looking pretty good, but there's nothing again. I'll chart this up properly a little bit later and start to post this. Metis was another one that looked interesting. You've got some very, very interesting charts right now on a lot of stuff. So I'll continue to look and chart up some of these and start to post those. My hedge short positions, of course, they have now been closed. But yeah, Solana, that's come back down. You've taken out these lows here. So a decent opportunity for this to get a bounce now. Pepe was a similar situation, right? A lot of imbalances below being filled. What has gone on with these positions? Clearly I'm not expecting this to go to minus 3 cents. Very weird. But anyway, yeah. Pepe, I was short. And everyone was like, "What the hell are you short, Pepe?" But I was looking for it to come down here, and it's come close enough. So yeah, enough of a head short position to consider that a win at this stage, or enough. That's weird. What has happened with those? I don't know. Weird. Oh, didn't work out. That's one of the stops that got hit. Dimension again. Stop hit on that one, and then because we were just crashing and it was the weekend, haven't gone back into this. But swept lows again. Dimension's one of those. It's just such a shit coin. I don't know why that trade did not work out. But it's okay. You keep your shorts tight, and then you get big runners because we have the likes of what was it? Audi. And when you get those big runners, they make more than enough. Okay. So Glyph CFX USDT. I don't know what this is. You get these nice bullish divergences here because you just got lows to lows, lows to lows. Again, those quite nice bullish divergences. Plenty of space to run into. POC. This is decent. This is a decent looking chart. So, who was that? Glyph. You are long on this. I like it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I can't say fundamentally if it's how it looks, but I quite like it. I quite like that chart. It's similar, right? To you had these similar divergences forming down here. Yeah, otherwise you've got a long way further down. In its simplest form, it's a Chinese coin. So if it's a Chinese coin, that could be promising for it. Because if China are opening back up, Conflux, this is the one. Conflux network. Okay. Run a node. How much are the nodes? Nice passive income. Yeah, so it is proof of work layer 1. Fair. GPU mineable. Okay, nice. This is something that's happened to a lot of these, right? You've got like a lot of them have been crushed. So this reminds me of course, Zeph, which had a real decent run up from October, November, all the way up until like April, March, April, and yeah, it's just been falling ever since. But you're back at a decent level again here. I would imagine if you draw this all the way back, there's your point of control. This is like an all-time point of control. Very interesting. If it does come and just take out these both lows, then maybe a better entry. But you'd have to say, like, if you like it fundamentally, if you're getting in below 20 cents, then you've got decent upside on this. You've definitely got decent upside. It's one that you might just have to be patient with. But yeah, looks a decent chart. That looks a decent chart, that. What else? I'm going to do some that I haven't heard of. So I'm not going to chart BNB. We know that hit a new all-time. I'll show it. Hit a new all-time high and just pull back. Standard, right? Yeah. So there's your new all-time high in BNB. Fuck knows what all of this is down here that I've been charting, but yeah. Standard. Wouldn't buy it. What's the point? Certain all-time high. You just other things that are looking better. Arrow. Don't like that. Wait for strength. So with this one, okay, technically, yeah, you're okay. 4 hour OB down here, holding, right? Taking out these lows. Got a bit of a range going on here. But very easily on this, if you want to take a trade on this, just wait for it to do something. Anything. Like you've seen here, it's just down, pop. And then it changes market structure, consolidates for a bit, and then you go up again. Here it's so similar. It'd be so easy. So easy. You just wait for pop. Yeah, take out some of this. Because otherwise, this could just keep going, and you don't know where that pop's going to come from. So nothing that you could possibly do on here. This is literally just being wash traded to shit. I don't think this is that looks terrible. The volume on it looks awful. I don't think anyone's actually trading this. I think this is just market makers messing about and just wash trading going on. KuCoin looks a bit better, I guess. But yeah, you just have to wait for that pop. I did chart this the other day, so someone did ask about this, didn't they? And we were saying, okay, it was there, and it did get a bit of a bounce from here, but it's just bleeding since then. Tia. Tia is one of those that is a little bit. I mean, we got a really good trade off of this last week, but yeah, just this was another opportunity. So there was a nice long, came into resistance here, went for another long here, and then stopped. There's nothing you can do with this right now. Yeah. Bounce bit. Is that BB? Is that this one? Yeah, bounce bit. I've heard a lot of people talking about this. Bounce bit simple. Wait for that low. Is there BB USDT.P? Yeah. Cool. Do nothing. Wait for that low. Then have a look at it. Easy. If it doesn't take that low, you wait for it to get back above that one. But even then, you're downtrend. Take that, see what happens. It might come all the way down here. Like the next actual proper support is all the way down here on this. So it's a long way away. It's a long way away. You got nothing. There's no reason to be looking to long this right now. Needs to go lower. The only thing you could say, yeah, if you reclaim this, chop around for a bit, then higher, possibly. But that level of selling is going to take a while to overcome, because that's just absolutely just wrecked this morning. BTC drop was to fill CME gap. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to finish this stream in... It was. Look at that. Yeah. There we go. So I had the little CME gap here. Came down. Filled that. And now seeing a bounce. Decent. Decent. Anything else? I'm going to do a couple more minutes. Manta. Yeah, nothing to say on that one. Yeah, with Manta, it wasn't one that was looking... I mean, you had... This probably would have been holding that POC and there would have been a chance, right? But yeah, that drop on Friday, things have just got to get back above where they were, basically, to start looking good again. Otherwise, there's not too much. Myro FXS. So okay, there's a bunch of things in here. I'm going to keep looking at the charts throughout the rest of the day. I'm going to post up some charts, some ideas and stuff, but I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll do probably more in the way of altcoins tomorrow. And yeah, we'll just use this as a general overview, see how today goes. Mainly just focusing on Bitcoin, I think, for today. Maybe a little bit with the legacy markets because we've got a fairly quiet day on those. But with alts, we've seen Bitcoin dominance just take out those highs. So from those Friday highs, so alts could be interesting, but there's no rush. There's really no rush to get into trades here. But where this is right now, alts are starting to look really quite interesting. Just from that Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum looking like it could get a bounce, and so on. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching the stream today. If there's anything that I haven't looked at, Johnny, come back tomorrow. I'll take a look at it tomorrow. Nothing's going to happen between now and tomorrow, really. Like, realistically, is it? Like, when we're looking at altcoins, we're looking at 4-hour time frame. There's only going to be a few of those 4-hour candles before then. So I'll look at some more alts tomorrow. There's no need to rush into any of this stuff. I do think that we could get a decent bounce today. Maybe if you want to start scaling into things, cool. But then by tomorrow, we'll have a clearer picture, because right now it's essentially knife catching on a lot of things. So by tomorrow, maybe we've seen some strength. Maybe we can use some lows as invalidation. So no need to rush. Chill. Find some good entries. And yeah, come back tomorrow and I'll take more of a closer look on altcoins. But until then, I will, have a great rest of the day. And I'll see you all again bright and early tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. This will be instead of the usual trading room tomorrow. I'm going to continue doing these public streams for now. So for crew, instead of the normal trading room tomorrow, 9 a.m., I'll be here. See you in a bit.